What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Cash In, Cash Out podcast. I'm DK with my boy Quan.
Yes, sir.
And my boy CB.
Yo.
Man, we about to get into a lot of stuff today, but first, man, y'all already know, y'all tuned in last week. You know what's about to go down. Hey, CB, talk your stuff, man.
Let me talk to the viewers real quick, man. If you're tuning in, I need you to listen for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere, please. Because I want to tell you a story. I want to tell you a story about how this was not supposed to be the season. This was not supposed to be our year. At least that's what they told me preseason. When the Chiefs traded away one of the most dynamic players in the league in Tyreek Hill, someone who people say bailed us out in the fourth quarter of the Buffalo Bills game when he ran that little 12-yard screen pass, 64 yards to the crib, put us up. You know, they said this wasn't our year when we just let our number one cornerback, Charvarius Ward, walk. They said they tried to tell me that my quarterback was a product of the system and a product of the talent that was placed around him. This was not supposed to be the season, man. And little talk has been done of the turmoil that the Chiefs went through this season, man. When the Chiefs entered the rebuild mode in this division, everybody went on a spending spree in the whole division. The Broncos made acquisitions of Russell Wilson, DJ Jones, Randy Gregory, K'Wan Williams, and Alex Singleton. The Raiders got Devontae Adams, Chandler Jones, Rock Ya-Sin, Jayon Brown, Vernon Butler, and Belial Nichols. The Chargers went out and basically added on to what was already a super team, getting J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, Gerald Everett, and Sebastian Joseph Day. They already had a stacked roster. Everybody went all out to beat the Chiefs this year because they were in their rebuild mode. This wasn't supposed to be our year, man. All of these teams were already competent in their rosters outside of maybe the Broncos, who everybody assumed was just a quarterback away. That's what they told me. And in an attempt to stay relevant in a division that had the most star power in the history of the NFL, a division that spent $1 billion on free agent signing, the Chiefs, in order to stay relevant in that division, signed Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Justin Reed. No hate to those players, obviously, because those are my dogs. But out of what the other teams got, it didn't look good for the Chiefs at the beginning of the season. You know, the Chiefs actually played the second most minutes of rookies this season, and by far the most in the playoffs. Second only to the number one pick Chicago Bears. Second most rookie minutes in the league. This wasn't supposed to be our season, man. I don't forget preseason when everybody told me that Josh Allen was the MVP this season. When they told me that the Bills was winning it all, this was Josh Allen's year. That's what they told me. This wasn't supposed to be our season, man. They told me that Josh Allen was actually the number one QB in the league. Is he top 3? I think we know who number one is. At the beginning of the season, the Chiefs had the hardest strength of schedule to start the season out of any team in the league. They played 9 teams that were in the playoffs last year and 13 games against teams that finished the previous season above 500. Statistically, the hardest strength of schedule in the last 15 years. Yet the Chiefs ended up going 14-3 and holding the number one seed in the AFC for the third time in the last 5 seasons. Now, it started off a little rough. I'm not going to lie to you. I was there. The Chiefs started 4-2 in their first 6 games, losing to the Colts in the exact same way that we lost to the Colts the year before that, and the same way we lost to the Colts the year before that. If there's any team that real Chiefs fans that watch every game are scared of, we're scared of the Colts. The Colts always find a way to beat us. But we also lost to the Buffalo Bills by a touchdown in a game where Josh Allen, I will admit, played perfect. He had like 380 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mahomes had like 350, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Josh Allen played perfect. Mahomes didn't. Oh, well. The Chiefs then, the very next week, proceeded to beat the number 2 seed NFC San Francisco 49ers by 21 points and then win 5 straight games. Then they faced off against the Cincinnati Bengals, which I was live and present for, and they lost by 3 with Samaje Perine having a day, putting up 100 yards and I mean, Samaje Perine does that to the Chiefs every time we play him. Samaje honestly owns the Chiefs D-line. I'll give him that. The Chiefs then went on to win the next 8 games in a row, one of them being the biggest game of them all, the Super Bowl. But this wasn't supposed to be our season, man. This wasn't supposed to be it, man. We hosted our 7th straight divisional round playoff game against arguably the hottest team in the AFC, if not one of them, probably top 3 at the time, the Jaguars. The hottest QB in the league in Trevor Lawrence. By far, at that time, most yards in the past 7 games, most touchdowns in the past 7 games. The hottest quarterback in the league, coming off of the greatest comeback we've seen in a while in the playoffs. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, they came out hot. Obviously, the Chiefs went on a scoring spree. First drive, we absolutely diced up the Jaguars. Mahomes was unstoppable. But then, Mahomes goes down, man. Tears that ACL or whatever happened to him, man. High ankle sprain or whatever they say, man. He goes down, man. And that's scary for the Chiefs, man. It's scary for the Chiefs kingdom, for the Chiefs fans. It was scary for all of us, even fans of the game, man. Scary to see Mahomes go down like that. But as somebody who's watched every snap of Chiefs football for the past 7 years, I wasn't worried, man. Because I knew Chad Henne, anything is possible, was going to step up and he was going to go crazy for us. He did it against the Browns in the 2020 playoffs, and he was going to do it there again. And lo and behold, what did he do? Walked down the field, 98 yards, touchdown, Travis Kelce. And from that moment, the game was over. Mahomes ended up coming back at halftime, and the lead that they had already established in the first half was enough to eventually win them the game. Obviously, the Jaguars made it close. It was only a 1-touchdown game, but the Jaguars never had the ball with the opportunity to score and take the lead in the fourth quarter. The game was never theirs. They never really had a chance. So now, with a quarterback on one leg who had a high ankle sprain and almost had to leave the game the previous week, now he faces a team that has his number. A team that has beat him 3 times in a row, all games by 3 points. A team that Mahomes has never beaten. A team that ridiculed the Chiefs all over social media. A team that belittled our quarterback. The odds were stacked against the Chiefs. Actually, the odds were plus 100 for the Chiefs, which I bet on and cashed out on. Cash in, Cash Out podcast, man. If you want to make some money, you come and follow us here. You listen to the tips, man. But what did we do, man? The Chiefs had 5 sacks with 12 quarterback hits. The Bengals couldn't touch Mahomes. They only had 2 sacks in that game. They couldn't touch Mahomes. In a game where all you have to do to win is pressure the quarterback, the Chiefs did it better. A lot of team W's this year for the Chiefs, for sure. Now, here we are. We beat the Bengals. We beat the Jaguars. We've proved all the haters wrong up to this point, man. Here we are, Super Bowl Sunday, facing arguably the best team in the league, with all pro players in every single level of the team. D-line, secondary, O-line, quarterback, running back, wide receiver. The lights are at their brightest, man. 113.6 million people tuned in on Fox Network to watch the Super Bowl. Here we are. 2 number 1 seed teams. 2 of the best scoring offenses in the NFL. 2 great quarterbacks. 2 teams with Hall of Fame players all over them. 2 teams with a Hall of Fame Kelce on their roster. The Eagles start off hot. They dominate time of possession. They really dominate the beginning of the game and keep Mahomes on the sideline. And it looks pretty bad for the Chiefs. I even tweeted out, I said, we look pretty bad right now. We look terrible. But then halftime happened, and Rihanna had her amazing show, man. And
bro. Can't believe she pregnant again.
I can't either, man. But we don't have to get into that, man. The Chiefs came out of the locker room at halftime after missing Rihanna's incredible performance, and they scored every time they had the football. Mm-hmm. They were unstoppable on offense, having players wide open for touchdowns in the biggest spot in the biggest game of the year. And we did it. After all the turmoil, after all the fighting and the grinding and the doubts, And everybody's saying that the Chiefs weren't going to be who they were this year, that Mahomes wasn't going to be as dynamic as he was with Tyreek. We did it. We knocked off the mighty Eagles, and we won the Super Bowl, man. This wasn't supposed to be our season, but it was. It was our season. And everyone should be shaking in their boots for next season because this team is only getting better. The Chiefs have the picks, they have the cap space, they have the core, they have the coach, they have the GM, they have the ownership, and most importantly, they have the quarterback. The Chiefs are only getting better from here. It's only up, and that is going to be troublesome for the league, man. I'm not really into the comparison of Brady to Mahomes, at least like not yet. I think that Mahomes still has to span his career a little bit more. He has to do more, play more games. We have to really see how his career pans out. But in my opinion, Patrick Mahomes is a top 5 quarterback of all time at this point in his career. You agree with that?
I respect it.
I appreciate that. I want to talk to Chiefs Kingdom, man. It's been an honor and a privilege to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan for the past decade of my life. When you connect with a sports team, their wins are your wins, and their losses are your losses. You attach your name to theirs. You stake a piece of your reputation, a piece of your happiness, and a piece of yourself to that team. That team is a part of you, and you are a part of that team, even in a way that they may not know or ever really know or understand. Your favorite team means something to you. Whatever sport that is, whatever your favorite team is, your favorite player is, that team means something to you. And my team means something to me. I've been a fan of this team for a long time, through a lot of ups and downs, man. I was in the booth at Buffalo Wild Wings when Andrew Luck pulled off the second biggest comeback in playoff history and beat the Chiefs. I was in Galveston, Texas, ripping up carpet during Hurricane Harvey, when the Chiefs opened up the season against the Patriots in 2018 and beat them by 23. I was there, watching on my phone. I was there. I was there when we won the Super Bowl 2020 in my friend's basement, watching the Super Bowl. We won, we beat the Niners. I was there. When we lost to the Bucks, broke my heart. I was there. I was watching that game. And I will tell you, through every game of this season, I was there. I was watching. When you watch your team execute on the highest level, it's inspiring to you because that's your team. That's the team you staked your pride into. If you see LeBron and the Lakers going crazy, you feel good. Personally, you feel good. Your favorite team means something to you, man. And my favorite team means something to me. When my team is doing good, I feel like I'm doing good. When the people on my favorite team are winning, I feel like I'm winning. And so to you, Kansas City Chiefs fans, Kansas City Kingdom, man, you are winning. Feel inspired. Feel like your favorite team is doing something, and that means you are doing something. And if you're not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, better luck next year. That's all I got.
Hey, man. First of all, I just want to point out that was one of the best monologues I've ever heard in my life.
Inspiring.
Wait.
Keep going.
I ended it wrong. Hold on. Oh. First things first. Had to put this on. Second things second. We putting the Eagles in the air.
That Burrow.
What Mahomes dad say? He said
that Burrow.
No. He said this some Eagles blunts.
I don't know how to do this, man.
And then couldn't handle it.
See y'all next.
Hey, you done?
Yeah, I'm gonna let that go out.